Welcome back. We've got the teams that should be going through, but it's not completely done. And also we don't have the seeds. That's what we're working out here. It's FaZe versus HellRaisers to be our final game, between me and Harry at least. It's going to be an exciting one. We've had some pretty good games so far. You know, double OT game between Fnatic and Liquid, and then we had Luminosity put up a good fight against FaZe. Where do you see this one going?
I think FaZe are playing well.
Yeah.
I think HellRaisers, they've done good thus far, right, to maintain this spot at the top in the group. But I feel like maybe that run comes to an end now. Right, FaZe, probably the most talented team they could be facing off against here. And yeah, I see FaZe taking this. That's my opinion, at least.
Yeah, and I mean, it's very interesting how this group is shaped up at the very least, right? So we got, you know...
Just as I'm acting like that's really controversial, it's not.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people...
Are you sure, Harry?
Yeah.
The second best team in the world.
I know.
I mean, HellRaisers have come into this event and surprised, right? So they've done well, but it's like, they're still HellRaisers. They're still not a team we expect to be beating FaZe consistently on LAN. They certainly can prove to be a strong team. They've already beaten teams like Fnatic in the group so far, but this is not a consistent effect by HellRaisers. They're never typically this good. It's just nice to see them like this on LAN and where it really matters at the finals. But, I mean, the way this group is shaped up now means Fnatic and Astralis are playing for that third group spot. So that means either Fnatic, who have topped this entire season and came into Pro League finals with the first seed, and Astralis, you know, trying to play on home soil in front of a crowd, one of those guys won't get through groups. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if it's Astralis, right? You know, it's the home crowd. We know they do well in front of a home crowd, even with a standing.
Yeah.
I mean, Blast Pro was a great example of that. You know, admittedly they didn't win, but you know, you're playing with a standing. You managed to get a second. You only lose to SK. That's still amazing.
In 5 maps as well.
Yeah, exactly. And then you know, you kind of look at it now, and now they might not even make it to the next event that's in their home country, which is absolutely insane. And I'm sure the Swedes will be very happy that if they triumph over the Danes to secure the spot in Odense. I don't know how to say it. You know, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, we're British.
I tried learning, and I'm just terrible at pronunciation.
Well, whoever goes out in groups, whoever doesn't make it through, I'm sure they'll be going back home, having a few days of relaxation, maybe playing some pugs, maybe playing some ESEA, who knows? And you guys can do the same. Head over to play.esea.net if you want to play some games with the pros. You can make your way all the way up to Rank S. Harry, you're at Rank S right now.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
I'm definitely there.
Repping the UK scene. Either way, head over there now, play on the best servers with the best anti-cheat, and with the best players, like Harry, for example. But
like me.
Either way, we'll be heading into this game in just a second. I think the veto is going to be interesting as well. I want to work out what map we have. If production could confirm, that'd be lovely. Because again, this is a matchup where what I want to see, I'd love to see Inferno right now, because this is a map that. Oh, we actually do have the veto, so we'll get that on screen for you guys now. I'd love to see Inferno come in, but I don't think we'll be able to see
it.
You know,
it's not out of there just yet. It's still in.
This is a map that HellRaisers really like to play. FaZe really enjoy Inferno as well, but every time I've seen HellRaisers play FaZe, HellRaisers have just destroyed FaZe on Inferno. Or not destroyed, but they've had like sick games and like convincing scorelines. But
hate to break it to you, yeah, FaZe, they were worried. You know, they go ahead and get rid of that.
I don't blame them.
It's going to be Overpass. I love a bit of Overpass. You know, I think we've seen good performances from FaZe on this map. It's one that, if you got to remember, right, there was that Astralis era whereby like Overpass was the map you just don't want to play Astralis on, and then FaZe kind of really showed up along with SK and threw all that into question. You know, it's like even though we had that kind of Astralis B-side take that was so incredibly strong.
Yeah.
You know, FaZe and SK were kind of the teams to really challenge that, and now they've kind of started to take that map away, perhaps from Astralis a little bit. So I'm excited to see how that pans out.
Do you really realistically think HellRaisers can put up a close fight on this game, or do you think it's going to be a bit more of a sweep now that FaZe have had a couple of games to win?
We just saw Luminosity, right? Like almost win out on Train. I say almost. The second half wasn't convincing, but yeah, a 9-6 scoreline in the first half. It felt like FaZe were a little bit rusty. You know, I mean, Rain did good towards the end, but it took him a while to get going. Nico was the only guy really putting up the numbers in the beginning. In the second half, they all did start to pull their weight once again. But it was a very, very slow start in particular from Olaf and Guardian. And those are two players that you really look to, right, to kind of put up these numbers alongside Nico and Rain. So, yeah, I mean, if two players are going to be quiet, especially Guardian, I think, on Overpass, then that's going to throw some real problems into the mix for FaZe.
So HellRaisers, close game, would you say? It's a complete, it's a complete guess.
Yeah, I mean,
just for fun.
Yeah, I'll say they can make it competitive.
Okay, yeah, I think this could be a fairly close game. Who's your MVP, at least for either side?
Well, I mean, you know, you always have to go though. I think like when you look to FaZe, it's always Nico. You know, like I mean, you can pick anyone, but for me, it's always Nico. It's so fun to watch him play. But then if I wanted to kind of give like a bit of like a curveball, I think Olaf is good as well. I think that he...
Is that really a curveball?
No, yeah. I just mean like, you know, if you wanted to look at someone perhaps who you wouldn't say straight away, even though he's a very strong player. Just because I think that just on Overpass individually, he's very good. And on top of that, he's going to be hungering a bit, I think, to improve based on what we just saw from Train. And then for HR... I don't know. I'm going to ask you actually. No, I've given one, and then
I'll go with Woxic, right? Surely that's a safe bet. He's usually the man to watch out for. Issa's actually had a great performance so far on LAN. He's been very, very good for HellRaisers this event, which is something I've noted as well. He did so well in Shanghai. He's come back here. He's done it again. Again, the first pro player from Jordan to play on like an internationally relevant team outside of local scene. So it's really nice to see him actually have a strong performance. This guy has been playing sick. But I'll go with Woxic for this map. I think he's a good AWPer.
You know, that's a good suggestion, I think. But I'm going to go the way of Angel. He's the kind of guy who likes to lead from the front. You know, lead by example. He's been putting up numbers throughout this event. Indeed. I think you know, either Issa or Wox could also be a good shout. FaZe is someone I think that has the potential to do well, but he's very inconsistent. It seems like kind of played with inconsistency a lot of the time. You know, I mean, we saw him play at the SLI League Invitational in Shanghai. Yeah. He would go from just being like a force of nature in one game and then kind of dropping off. Issa was someone who was very consistent there, but I think he's started to struggle a little bit more with consistency since.
Well, FaZe, I would say, is a player that has, like, I don't want to say way too much confidence, but he goes for some serious peaks. Like, I remember the game we casted yesterday on Inferno. I can't remember who it was against, but he was just fighting in every... I think it was Liquid. It was HellRaisers Liquid. And every single gunfight, he would take it. And again, this is a guy that's just recently come from China. You know, he's an Estonian player, played in China for a while, played under a mixed team with a Russian and a few Chinese players. And obviously in that region, I feel like he'd just kind of tear up. And I think he did tear up quite a lot. The team was never too relevant, but at least, like, domestically, he was not having an issue getting rid of any opposition. And so now he's come back to Europe, and instantly HellRaisers swooped him and picked him up the second they could. And I think he's still holding on to that confidence from China, which is good, obviously, but it does lead to him to make a lot of peaks that don't always work out. That being said, you know, when it works, it's great. It's really entertaining to watch. But he does take a lot of risks in that sense. But yeah, no, a good addition of at least firepower to the roster. Strange to see Zero go, but in terms of firepower, I'd say FaZe over Zero. Yeah, I say he certainly brings more firepower.
See, I was a big fan of Zero.
I like Zero, but firepower in and of itself, FaZe has got to win that. Surely.
Nah, I mean, for me, it's always Zero. You know, there's no one else. Zero is a fantastic guy, and I think he brought a lot to the roster. But you know, I mean, FaZe still needs a little bit of time, I think, you know, to warm up to things. It hasn't been like a recent change, but I feel like we haven't really seen them play all too much with this lineup, and I feel like there's still some gelling that needs to be done. Like when you see them play, there are still a couple of very, very clear like lapses in communication, as you kind of say, that that style of play that he's adopted from his time in China, maybe not complementing the roster all too well just yet.
Well, Zero, in my opinion, you know, Zero, and I'd say FaZe is #1. Terrible joke, but either way, let's have a look at the groups. We've now got that graphic ready, so we can, you know, see what's been going on, break it down for those who have not been following every single game, and surely you couldn't have. We've got 2 streams for a reason. There's a lot of Counter-Strike going on. We're still in Group A for the time being this afternoon, and as you can see, HellRaisers and FaZe currently sitting at the top. Fnatic and Astralis will be playing in just a second as well. If you're getting confused about why it says 3-1 and 1-3, these include overtime wins, etc., and overtime losses. The point system is a bit different, at least for this event, but it's ended out in us not having any tiebreaker matches, which in my opinion is a nice change. You know, I think tiebreaker matches are very sloppy at times, and you know, only getting a few rounds to play is always risky for teams that take time to start up. Look at FaZe, a team that took time to start up on Train early on versus Luminosity. They took it, but the first half they were 7-1 down, brought it back to 9-6. You know, if that was a tiebreaker match, they could have lost it out in the first few rounds. So it's nice to see that we've got a fairly solid group and some surprising results with HellRaisers doing so well.
Yeah, and so the reason you talk about that, of course, is Fnatic and Astralis are actually tied right now on the board. Yeah. And they're playing each other over on the main stream, so you know, that's something else you guys can consider checking out. Stick around here if you want to see who takes that top seed and their spot in the semi-finals. I think it is if they grab that top seed. Of course, it's FaZe versus HellRaisers, the one that we're going to be covering. And of course, both of them 3-1 right now in the groups. HellRaisers have done impeccably well thus far, but I think this is going to be their biggest test yet. Astralis haven't really, I mean, they've been struggling a little bit with the standings they had, with the kind of situation as a whole. It hasn't really seemed like the players that needed to step up in absence of Device have actually been stepping up. I think really you kind of look to Dupree to put up numbers. He was doing very well, but he's kind of the one player in the team that I think is doing well. Seems like a bit of a quiet tournament from players like Zipex, for example. He hasn't really been his usual self. Yeah, Kirby hasn't been doing anything too spectacular either. So, yeah, I mean, it's very interesting to see what goes on there. And I'm going to try and keep us updated with the results of that game as we go along.
And I'm excited to see how Group B turns out as well. That's a complete flip. But we'll talk about that later, or Jackie and Snods will. For now, though, for us, it's HellRaisers FaZe, top seed in play, and Angel just starting things off. Quick shot onto Carrigan with the USP as we're starting off on Overpass. Nico is going to be there coming out of the connector to trade, and it's FaZe running fast. It's into a 3-on-3 straight away.
Yeah, they've been able to equalize things out. The early aggression does get shut down, and now FaZe, they're a little bit dispersed across this map. The bomb could go down over here at long. Woxic does lie in wait. Has support from Issa inside of the site. Going for the bait and switch here. Guardian bomb on his back. Going to go to rotate away from this long angle into toilet. Still holds the angle though. Waits to see if any aggression comes through. Very wary of the idea. There could be players nearby. Now starts to rotate around in towards connector. Looking like it is going to be a B play. There's only one man here. It's Fates. Going to find himself having to make a stand in a 1v3 till his teammates can get to the site. He has to try and buy time for these rotations to come in. There's no utility here for FaZe. That means no telegraphing to HR that this push is coming in until they're inside of the site. Fates holds. Rotation's going to take some time to come in. FaZe still yet to actually push on. Olaf's the first man to do it. Tags Fates down. Not looking good for him as he gets backed into a corner. The bomb plant can come in. Fates able to get one before Olaf finds the trade. 2 versus 2 in the retake.
Yeah, Fates at least did enough to hold down one frag, but could have hoped for more. Guardian and Olaf now as they hear the footsteps of Woxic moving in from short, and Guardian takes the fight. Damage done, but both ways, and he only gets away with 20 HP. It's Issa, the Jordanian player, coming in for a 1v2 back onto the bomb site to try and pick up the pistol round. He moves in quick, but he gets caught mid-air. And at this point, the time's ticking away. They're going to just jump onto his head. It's Olaf. And it's FaZe to find the first pistol round on the board. Despite the early man advantage taken from HellRaisers, good trades and good site take will allow FaZe to get themselves on the board.
And I mean, this is, you know, I mean, it was only the pistol round. Pistol round a little bit of a wild card in a sense, but Guardian and Olaf both hitting their shots early on, and that's kind of worrying. They were quiet early on train, and that was what allowed LG to actually find those initial few rounds when they kickstarted it on their CT side. They were to get 9-6, if you recall. This time around, they're the two players that were silent early on in the last match. They're stepping up a little bit.
That being said, it was FaZe to take the pistol versus Luminosity and then go 7-1 down, so let's not completely count HellRaisers out of this force buy round just yet. Even with 3 rifles.
Yeah, Woxic and Dead Fox going to be grouped up here inside a connector. 2-man stack to try and shut down any aggression that comes through. It won't be the case as FaZe. They reroute up towards long. Went in towards A now. They could actually get it for free. Angel quickly rotating background, has to try and batten down the hatches on this long angle. Here's Hero low. Going to get spotted out and he's tagged low. 23 HP. Not too keen to re-peek into that. Gets the information that players are coming knocking. Carrigan's the man on the entry, up close with the UMP. Angel's going to go reeling back. It's a 5v5 for the time being. This A bomb site has crumbled down around them. Angel going to get dealt with. 4v5 in the retake, but Issa mops up one onto Nico. Has a Galil now to work with. Woxic could potentially find Rain as he's stuck in the back line with 1 HP. Woxic's narrowed down these positions. Rain has to try and stay alive. Woxic doesn't have head armor. He's not too keen to re-peek into that, and the save's called in. Going to try and take what they've got into the next round. It will be a 4 players surviving at 4 HR with the Galil up on Issa. FaZe grab a second round. And for HR, it's going to be the case of trying their luck at it once again with armor and pistol into the next.
Yeah, to be honest, I think this is the best situation for them, right? Because it just means they don't have to go for that full eco round. Even next round, they're going to be holding on to something to play with. Issa can throw over that CZ to Angel, play the Galil with armor. Everyone's pretty well equipped next round, and FaZe are going to be up against the Force by 2 rounds in a row. So HellRaisers is coming in essentially with almost the same odds. In fact, maybe even more, you could argue, with that rifle being on the hands of Issa despite Angel not having armor. But FaZe, they've still got to buy ahead of them And they can't bring in too many SMGs here, so they stick with triple rifle just to play things safe. Rain and Karrigan dominating those SMGs, and HellRaisers looking to find their first round on the board before FaZe can kickstart, but it's nades up towards A, and FaZe looking to speed up the pace. Connector going to be taken by the CT side, and with only Rain down there alone, with just a lone Mac-10, this could certainly be a way HellRaisers could exploit and grab a man advantage. Mac-10's still dangerous, and again, we don't have a lot of head armor, so HellRaisers need to be wary of that at the very least, but FaZe starting to work their way out towards short.
Fox spots the man over in mid. They know that he's here. I'll have to find it now. Woxic inside a connector all on his own, and here's Rain flanking around from behind. A double peek comes through. He's able to take one, but Karrigan is there to trade. All falls to Fates and Angel. Galil picked up for Karrigan. They're going to start to wrap around through mid here for HR. While FaZe, they get full control on that B-bomb site entirely for free. Looking like it will be a third round, but damage can still be done here by the HR boys as Fates starts to make his way down into connector. He's going to run into Karrigan any minute now.
Even so, though, this should be FaZe's round, surely. This kill will surely just mean a save for FaZe. She's now got a rifle to work with. They may choose to contest it. With him being low, may as well just take the Galil into the buy. An AK would surely be better, but they can certainly hold on to a UMP and Galil and then just go for the next round buy with, you know, a few rifles alongside that, maybe pulling the AWP if someone has a bit more saved up money, but everyone's been forcing, so I don't see that to be the case. Either way, not the worst situation for HellRaisers. The only awkward spot is, it's like, sometimes you don't want to save with a UMP because you know you can buy up an M4 next round, but in the long term, it just gives more money to HellRaisers to play with in the future. So if they want to opt to take a back seat for the next buy, play just UMP, hey, they can run with it. Angel wants more, clearly.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it was the greed and wanting more than what he had that got him shut down. I'm sure there's some sort of parable in amongst all that, some sort of teaching we can learn. Woxic, he's got the AWP out for HellRaisers. Gonna be the case that might try his hand at some early aggression, but instead he plays over here towards long. Holds down the angle, knows that Guardian is a keen AWPer. He's going to be focusing his attention there early on. Guardian wrapping up towards long. Takes the peek on him. Woxic sent reeling back. So he does give up the angle. Rain going to go charging on in. Looks to try and catch HR off guard up here towards the toilets. Flashed on through. They take control relatively quickly. Dead Fox is nearby, but he's up here alone. Doesn't have support from anyone. We'll just look to try. Fall back to a bit more of a passive angle. Now has support from the men with inside the site.
But FaZe still slow approach like they showed on Train on their T side. Not wanting to overstep the mark. Still looking for this pick if HellRaisers give them an opportunity, but still with heavy control towards the A site. FaZe have got to be careful. They've deep smoked long, so they've got to commit with it. And Olof has already pushed up, but as that starts to fade, he needs to be careful. Angel looks to maybe flash himself through, and he dives into the head of Olaf Meister, but he gets shot. And now Rain wrapping up through short can get rid of the AWP of Woxic. Nico drops Dead Fox, and FaZe find themselves at the A site. At the cost of none, not a single player down. And HellRaisers, they surely are out. They're running towards a spawn. They've given up this round. They're giving FaZe their fourth as they look to save onto the two M4s. AWP too far away to hold on, and FaZe now, they've realized exactly what position they're in. They've started to build up money, they've taken the round leads, they've forced HellRaisers to eco. It's time to hunt, take guns away from these two saving CTs. And Nico and Guardian, they're doing exactly that.
Yeah, I mean, why not go hunting? You got 5 players alive. Nico hit the man to try and find them. Issa does lie in wait. Nico goes down. Olaf wants to try and trade. We'll be able to find Fates. Now it is just Issa left. Olaf drops them all. 3 frags for him. Shuts down the 2 saving players. That's fantastic for FaZe's economy here. As you look, you have Olaf Meister sitting on $8.5 thousand. The bank of Olaf is well and truly open. And for HR, no money left, no rifles saved means a partial buy down of $2,000 will be on the cards, and that's not what you want.
HellRaisers can't allow FaZe to run out of control with this game. It's certainly possible. Being on the T side, they can control the momentum and pace, so FaZe certainly in a position where they can just storm ahead of the gang HellRaisers, well, this round is just a forfeit. They need to win that next bye before FaZe takes 7. Because believe it or not, they're very close to doing so. It's only going to take 1 bye round win, and FaZe will have that 7th round on the board pretty much. A couple of ecos alongside that. But how much will HellRaisers show into this eco? CZ's 3 armored players. And FaZe taking connector.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. HellRaisers, they've stacked over towards long. They've got 4 players there with Dead Fox and Toilets. And it's, you know, FaZe, they've got their number through and through. Everywhere that HellRaisers seem to stack, FaZe go the opposite. They're going to be walking on into B. Olof's able to find the first to Dead Fox. And well, they've now picked up the man advantage. They might just look now to try and make their way in. They haven't spotted anyone, I think, suspecting that this could be a stack. And they're just going to go waltzing into the B bomb set. They get that for free all day long. And you imagine HellRaisers just going to save here. That's the 2nd time the HellRaisers have saved 4 players.
See, that's the thing. Like, you may as well go for exits right now if you're HellRaisers, because you're going to be rebuying anyway. Unless you want to just save the armor, which is fair enough. But if you group up, you could easily catch FaZe as they're leaving the B bomb site. You know, do some damage. Worst situation, you lose all players, you don't get a kill. You still got enough to buy next round, so it's no real loss to HellRaisers. It just maybe means you can have that AWP saved from Guardian, or take a couple of guns away from players like Olofmeister, who are going to have to be exiting the site early. He has got support from Nico. And HellRaisers, they look a little bit for the exits, but not too heavily focused on them. Okay, we're falling back with the armor. These 3 players are armored, the other 2 were not. So, not moving forward any further. That'll be FaZe getting away with 5. So, the biggest issue we're noticing is FaZe are building up money now, and they're building up so much because HellRaisers aren't getting exits. I mean, look, Olof's at 12k before this round. And so, yes, HellRaisers have the buy here, but I'd like to see maybe a tactical pause, take a second, work out how you want to approach this round.
I mean, on top of that, right, Olof is 8-0. He actually has more frags than everyone on HellRaisers combined and still is yet to die. So, yeah, I said he was a man to keep an eye on, Hugo, and he's definitely showing up right now. Definitely doing that cool proud. Well, for FaZe, once again, it's heavy attention in towards Connector, and over here at the B-bomb site, there's 2 players to try and keep them away. Issa and Fates. HellRaisers with 3 players stacked up over at long. There's no presence over in mid. No one keeping an eye on Toilets. You do have players that can take a peek on in. But you have no fast rotation in through Connector, which means that if this B-bomb site falls, likely going to be a 3-man save this time.
Yeah, wrong side stacks every time. You said it yourself. FaZe are looking to execute here. And even though we have Woxic fall back towards the A site to watch short, unless he rotates now to the Heaven, it's going to be difficult for him to get anything done, and I think they just threw a Heaven smoke as well, so good luck, Woxic. Molotov down on long will delay, allows ample time for HellRaisers to draw in rotations if they want to commit with the defense of this site. If not, they've got to save, like you said, but here's the push. Issa, first line of defense, spots it, gets a kill, team damage done, and Issa, he'll double down. Eventually falls, but still Woxic's jumped into the pit through the Heaven smoke, he gets caught. Rain jumps on top of the box only to end his life, and now HellRaisers, well, they're in that exact situation, Harry. 2 on 3. Should save, maybe.
No, they're going to go for this. They have the kits, they have utility as well, and you've also got Angel in that flank. From here, he can do so much damage. Guardian reads it, though, quick on the trigger, shuts him down. Dead Fox left 1v3, and now they save. Flank leads to nothing. They did some damage, but that will be it, and FaZe is going to go up 6-0. 3 players surviving here, unless we see them try going hunting, which it looks like Rain is going to do. Wants to try and take everything he can out of the hands of HR. Goes walking into it, and he lands that shot. Dead Fox is down. And FaZe are up 6-0. And there's been no competition right now from HR. East has been the man to try and step up. But everyone else has fallen silent at a very, very critical time here for HellRaisers.
Yeah, this could be their best chance to get to the semi-finals. Their first semi-finals of such an important event since Star Series last year. We're not talking Shanghai. We're talking, well, actually, I mean, I'm not including Shanghai in this list because I'm thinking 250k events. So yeah, their last semi-final was in Shanghai. Was in Star Ladder last year.
Really made a meal of this one, haven't you?
We got there in the end. Kiev for HellRaisers. Now it could be Denmark, but it's not proving to be as easy to get to the semi-finals. FaZe certainly want that first seed, and again, a team that struggled a little bit in the first day, went 1-on-1. Now they're certainly showing what they're made of. Dispatching of Luminosity quite well in the second half at the very least, and now this map not missing a beat.
Yeah, the good thing is just rounds ago, Issa was able to finish off Guardian, so Olaf, so at least they know that he can die. He's not immortal. Nico,
oh my god,
looks to try and prove otherwise. Straight down towards short, going to drop out Angel. FaZe is here, does manage to get the trade. So it's kept even, 4-on-4. Dead Fox is down long. The FaZe, they're sneaking out through mid, trickling on up past the fountain. Dead Fox still holds the close angle. Olaf about to come his way. CZ can do damage up close. He has support from Issa on the rock. Issa's got to be like a rock right now, both emotionally and in terms of this performance. Holds it down with the Deeg. Olaf peeks on in. It's a standoff here at long. Round the corner he goes. Dead Fox is down. Didn't spot Issa though, and that could cause some problems later on. There is a man over at long and they've got no idea. They think they dealt with the man who held the angle. Issa going to start this rotation around, and he's been the one for HellRaisers that has been putting up numbers. The only man to find much success. Slowly but surely wrapping the long angle. Guardian suspects, as Guardian so often does. Issa's gone down. They're going to try boosting over, but Guardian says no. Nearly in with the wall bang as well. That would have been a spectacle in indeed. But Woxic going to try and escape with his life. Sadly, Olaf, he's not a fan of being merciful. It's not in his nature, as he shuts down the retreating Turk. That will be FaZe in with their 7th. And I'm going to call it now in the hope that I jinx it. This is the 16-0.
In the hope that you jinx it. You don't want it to happen.
No, I want this to be competitive.
Yeah, well, this is exactly what we expected. Well, not this, but that to be competitive. We expected this to be a close game. And FaZe are letting this be anything but a dominant T side so far. AWP's out again, both teams, one each, but still I'm not worried. As FaZe looks so strong. They're walking inside of B as well. Already Guardian's pushed down towards Monster, but he won't commit. It's going to be the push from Issa, and he does commit, but Nico finds the shot. So FaZe a man up, FaZe looking to trade, but again, they're digging themselves into this hole. If FaZe doesn't find this kill, it's going to be difficult. Baits in with a shot, doesn't even matter. Flash goes over, Nico still gets him blind. The nade for a bit of consolation damage, but at this point, Harry, it's a 5-on-3.
Yeah, I mean, as the ASMR intensifies, 2-man advantage up for FaZe. They're looking just peachy into this round. Rotations in towards that B-bomb site from Dead Fox. Not Dead Fox, Woxic rather. Leaves Dead Fox over here in toilets all on his lonesome rain. It's the first man out from connected. Dead Fox has to try and make a stand. Stand he shall. Woxic going to be in with one more. It's a 3-on-3 suddenly. HellRaisers have bought this one back from the brink of defeat. The 2-man setup on A sends FaZe reeling back. They leave Guardian here to try and sell the fake, but that flash is perfect. Guardian's gone down, the bomb's rotating around, and now it's Nico and Carrigan to try and win this out at a man disadvantage. This is the best opportunity we've seen HellRaisers have at grabbing themselves around, but Carrigan on the entry has pulled this straight back into a 2-on-2.
Sick shot into the site as well. HellRaisers given their best opportunity, but can they make anything of it? Woxic comes in through the heaven. Dead Fox in for support as well, making his way down through lower, and FaZe not peeking, not taking this fight. Nico holds a flank. He's going to realize they're both coming in through CT though in just a second as the smoke's raining in from above. Dead Fox makes noise from below, and it's going to be Carrigan, the man on the site, who has to step up while Nico wraps Monster, but he'll be there just in time. As he peeks in, both of them find a kill. And FaZe, you almost jinxed it, Harry, but they're back up with another round. 8-0 as HellRaisers, again, down to just a merciless amount of money. 35 to 4,500, not enough to fully buy. They can half invest, but it's not like these rounds have been too close.
Yeah, I mean, they can force down a little bit here, down to $2,000. They've definitely got the loss bonus, but I mean, that's not much to work with. Going to be a case where they try and rush Fountain. The nade early on doesn't actually find much damage. If they went out on the back of this, they could wreak some havoc over here in mid. 3 players. 4 FaZe grouped on up. Carrigan's watching the push out from long on top of the boost. Ooh. Get out of line up for him. Does go down. Issa's able to find it, but it's still only 1 frag over here in mid. It was the bomb dropped. Issa has to try and make a stand. And he'll be shut down. Bomb picked up. It's all on Angel, the brains behind HellRaisers. And right now, I mean, got to be the brains and the brawn in a big way. The strongest man alive right now he would have to be.
I don't think that's realistic. FaZe Looking pretty good is all I can say. This is a far above expectation, with FaZe being slightly inconsistent in this group stage so far. They seem to have really plateaued out where it matters. It's nice to have a seeded game that does make a huge difference as well, because FaZe to guarantee themselves a semi-final spot. Not that they need any assistance getting there. Even if they ended up in the quarters, I'm sure they could make their way through. But HellRaisers, they may have trouble in their own quarterfinals, so they've got to do their very best to pull this one back. 8, moving to 9-0 on the FaZe side. Angel, he can't find a thing to save. He's just hunting for guns. He spots Nico, but Nico flicks background, I assume, and takes him down. It's
I mean, that must have just been too violent to even show.
Clearly.
9-0 to FaZe. What can you do if you're HellRaisers? This is brutal. The buy comes in. It's not looking great. What am I on about? I mean, like, the situation's not looking great, but the buy is looking good.
Yeah.
Moxic has himself the AWP. Dead Fox needs to in with kits, plenty of utility, everything. Everyone has everything they could possibly want. Angel about to try and go toe-to-toe with Rain down here in Connector. Rain definitely heard that, Angel. He's going to go there and get the hell out of there. Doesn't want to stick around and Connector much longer. Being locked in with a caged animal down there with Rain. So he does go ahead and retreat. Up in the toilets. Dead Fox holds it close, does have support from Woxic, but look at this, Rain's just snuck on by. The timing's perfect to allow him to bypass Dead Fox completely. And right now they've got no idea that Rain, he's already up in towards the site. Carrigan, now going to be the one to try and peek in. The Shadows will help him here, but no. Dead Fox falls. Shadows, turns out not his friend. Apparently it's Carrigan who was born in the darkness. Angel going to go pushing on in, held back by the smoke. Up onto truck he goes. Woxic's here at long. Angel has to try and stop this push coming in. He's able to find the first out to Rain. Woxic in a bit of a sticky situation here. He has players coming in through long. Smoke is there to protect him. Going to miss that opening shot, and that could have been the difference maker. Olaf forced through the smoke. Woxic hears him. Quick flick out to the Swede. Still another man over at long, but Woxic spots him. Down goes Nico, and now it's Guardian. 1 versus 4. Orp up here on 8. Knocking up the door, but Woxic finds it. 3 frags for him. The hat-trick locked in, and HellRaisers, they take themselves a first round. It took 10 rounds, but they get it on the board.
Nice stuff from Woxic as well, and long, really pivotal in that defense towards the A site. Nico and Olaf coming up long, but not an issue for him. The only issue is this reset potential is massive now. All FaZe need is 1 more round, and then HellRaisers' money is gone to zilch. And FaZe are back in, well, I was going to say back in the driving seat, but it's not like they left it. They're still 9-1 up. We see aggression from Angel, flash out assistance from Woxic, but FaZe are heavy down on B. It's Rain again in the connector, and Olaf only just to come out towards the A site, but there's 3 players there, so he's got to be careful. As he works his way up towards the stairways, there's still got to be Angel in defense. Molotov goes in. Olaf decides to push on through it. Angel doesn't expect it, but he burns in the molly even after getting the shot off. So it's a 1-for-1. It's not the worst situation to be in, but definitely favourable for FaZe Clan here. They have to continue with this fight, but it's face down on B, and with all his might, he shuts it down as well as Issa. 2 kills for him, 1 for his teammate, and Rain left alone. Seems like a reset will not be coming in today, Harry.
Yeah, HellRaisers onto a second. They found their footing here on the CT side, but they've still got a long way to go to get rid of this FaZe Clan economy. They've got so much money stacked up. And as the buy comes in, Olaf was the man to drop an AWP over for Guardian. Woxic and Angel both breaking out the AWP here for HellRaisers. Double AWP setup in play. And FaZe, 4 players over here towards mid and connector early. I'm going to go ahead and send 2 in the connector as they try to seize control quickly. And back to their roots with this play. Look at Nico. He's already up short. He's caught them completely off guard. Nearly spots a frag on a face. He just manages to elude him. And they know that Nico's here. He doesn't find any damage. Nico will go ahead and form a hasty retreat as Angel locks down the long angle. Nico slowly does it into the waiting moors of Angel. That's the man advantage taken here by HellRaisers.
How much further can they go? Rain looks to trade. But his teammates haven't quite worked their way up towards short. They're still focusing up on long, and that's where Woxic sits with the AWP, so got to be careful if you're FaZe. Woxic will fall back. Flashbang takes him out of that position. With Devfox, he's been tagged. 3 HP left. As Rain continues to push his way up through short, it's going to be a back off. FaZe now, they do want to hit this A-bomb site. There are 3 players on defense for HellRaisers, 3 out of the 5. They should be able to hold this one down, but Devfox is so low. That'll be an issue. They give up long control. They allow FaZe to take it, but instead they look to fight on short. Push down, take control, and set themselves up for the 5-on-4 retake, but they need to take down Rain before they do so. He's rubbing backs with them on. Still somehow takes down Devfox, but he's let Angel slip past, so he's going to get flanked as well. Angel finds a first on the site. That's Carrigan Dev, but Rain somehow made it to the site. Elfmeister finds a pick in the meantime as well, so bomb can go down. And with 18 seconds left, FaZe just clawing their way back into this round. Angel, another kill though as he comes in from behind. And with the plant coming through, he needs to wait for Issa to group up so they can commit to the retake, but it's a missed shot and a massive one as well. Guardian may have just thrown the round away because Olofmeister's dead, and now it's just Guardian, a 1v2. Both players on the site, both players grouped. He finds one, but he needs just a single shot onto Angel. 12 HP left, he peeks the angle, but Angel's faster. And HellRaisers, they'll find themselves the 3rd round on the board, but still FaZe have a huge lead.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
HellRaisers, they're making their way back into this slowly but surely. FaZe buying out of that money that they had stacked up has died down low. Still have cash on Rain and the gang. For HellRaisers, it's promising. They've started to get a couple of rounds on the board. They can still finish this half off 6-9. We saw that happen previously, but for FaZe on Train now, the shoe is very much on the other foot. Issa, he's got aggressive down here towards short. Playing around in the murky waters down there. Woxic holds off the aggression out from Connect. They're going to be flashed back. Lands damage on a Carrigan. Deadfox has been playing this position time and time again, but now he could do damage. They do line up for him. Deadfox in with 2. Looks to now get the hell out of there, and Woxic has his back. Rain's been shut down. It's Olof and Nico. 2 versus 5 here for FaZe.
If you were going to have 2v5, these are the 2 you'd want, but still not the prime position for FaZe to be in with such limited utility. They're going to push their way up short. Issa's there, though, and I don't think they're going to expect the angle. Olof will. He'll take the kill, but he's so low in the process, down to 11. One player on the site, that's FaZe. He backs off, and considering he's alone, he's got to wait for support as well, so Deadfox comes back in through the heaven. At least HellRaisers now have some defense towards this lower bomb site, because that's exactly where FaZe want to hit. With 30 seconds left, they've got to commit as well. Woxic posted with the AWP, so a 3rd line of defense now for HellRaisers. Surely they should not allow a bomb plant in this situation. Olof crosses into the site of Woxic. With the bomb drop, Nico has to trade, and he does. But he's still got 3 more men left standing if he wants to find this clutch. 20 seconds. And bomb not even retrieved. He looks towards a flank, but he's getting preoccupied with positions that don't seem to matter. The time is so low. There's Woxic dead. 3rd spotted, but there's the peek from FaZe. And that'll be enough. HellRaisers do it. It's a 5-on-2, and it comes down damn close, but HellRaisers close it out, and that's what's important.
Yeah, I mean, this play from Deadfox was the thing that started it all. Now 4-9, they've broken down the economy of FaZe. This is the last buy we can see them get. The next will be a force into the last round of the half if they lose this round. And that's massive for HellRaisers. Somehow bringing this back from a 9-0 scoreline to a potential 6-9. It all comes down to this round. Can they continue in a good form? Woxic on the AWP once again. He's pushing down short, looking to try and find an opener. There's aggression out from Angel over in mid. He didn't spot anyone there, and you can see that's like Deadfox to start to rotate in towards Connector. Damage done by Woxic as Olof and Carrigan are both tagged low. It's a good start here from HR as they've boxed in FaZe. They know exactly the play. Angel's got so much information from this position over towards Park. They are fully ready for this B take.
Will FaZe hit his shots? That's a question. He starts it. Olof tagged as well. He's so low, so only 1 bullet lead for finisher. But FaZe just dead to Nico. Rushing out long, who finds 2. Issa as well. Now FaZe back in control of the round, but still Woxic sits in the site, and FaZe, they haven't even committed. They're just going to back off. They don't need to fight on B. They've allowed HellRaisers to go for that full rotation. Now A looks open. So FaZe slow things down. Even though they don't commit, they're still holding outside, and Guardian, he's holding on the edge of the smoke, finds Woxic. Now 2 up for HellRaisers. You said a 9-6, Harry. I think this time you've jinxed it because HellRaisers, they've got a huge task ahead of them. Considering they're split up as well, only Dead Fox down on B, Angel up on that A-bomb site. They are not prepared for this setup. The FaZe still yet to commit. But at this point, with 20 seconds left and the bomb down in Monster, they have to commit. They have to hit B. And all it takes is Dead Fox to drop the bomb and then delay them long enough because Angel can stay alive on the other side of the site. 15 seconds left. FaZe need this plant because they can't kill Angel. That's the biggest mistake. Dead Fox, he can do this on his own. All he needs to do is stay alive. He runs back towards short. Angel's moved in for support, but FaZe are hitting the site fast. 5 seconds left, sorry, and Angel drops the bomb. That's it. That's the round. HellRaisers have done it. What a B defense to lose.
I mean, you just keep asking yourself, how have they managed to make that happen? Pause called in, it's FaZe to do it. This was 9-0, Hugo. It's been brought back to a 9-5 scoreline. It's a force buy into the last of the half of FaZe. And I was worried we were going to see HellRaisers get completely just stomped over like it was nothing. They've since brought the fight back to FaZe. They've forced the pause out of them in the last round of the half, because there are some clear problems going on right now for this FaZe roster. The confidence is gone. They're not finding their openers anymore. And they've been losing that early man advantage time and time again.
Even just that round, that's just a round you don't lose. It's a 2v4. A 1v4 on the bomb site with just Dead Fox there. Somehow, he delays the bomb in Monster. Firstly, the bomb's pushing alone. He drops it, they all start wrapping back around to pick it up, and then he just runs away and hides, allows for Angel to rotate in and pick them off from upper. Like, FaZe had no reaction to that play. They were not prepared for Dead Fox to still be on B for some reason, or at least not for him to play aggressive towards Monster. Big mistakes made from FaZe. They've got to put everything into one big buy for the final round. A single UMP on Carrigan, but the utility is the issue, right? They have none. No utility. Only Olofmeister holds on to a full set, and there's 2 smokes across the other players as well. This is good for HellRaisers in the very least to close out the half with that 6th round scoreline that you called, Harry. Somehow still in effect and FaZe. Oh my god. If he can out-duel Guardian on that kind of fight, that's certainly a fight that HellRaisers will be happy with. So man up for FaZe. With the AWP dropped, Carrigan can upgrade at the very least. That nade blew it back. But small consolation. FaZe are still fighting a mad disadvantage. Dead Fox. Oh, no words. This man is playing lights out right now.
He is just positively unreal. He's really turned up in these last few rounds, finding pivotal frags time and time again. Now, for FaZe, it's crunch time. They want to try and secure this last one at least. They took the tactical pause. They put everything they had into this. And Nico, well, he's found a lot of success up on short in their earlier rounds. That success has ran dry. He looks to try and make some magic happen, though. Angel's here. I think Angel was spotted there by Nico, but we suspect the player's over at long. Nico's gone down. It's Woxic and Dead Fox up here in A to try and make a stand, and Dead Fox isn't even needed. Woxic doubles down for the last of the half. It's going to be 6-9 in the end of the first half, and let's find out, can FaZe pick things back up, or will HellRaisers continue this streak in the second half? We'll find out after a break.
So 9-6 in favor of FaZe, but is it really in favor of FaZe? Those last 6 rounds were all HellRaisers. Now going into the second half, if they can play off that momentum, hell, we could see an upset.
Yeah, I mean, 9-0 head start for FaZe, and then very, very quickly, all it took was one round to disrupt all that momentum they had built up, and it just threw them into utter disarray. Since then, it was all HellRaisers. They seemed unfazed by the actual, well, anything FaZe tried to throw out. Nothing was working. Dead Fox was pivotal in so many of these forward positions, finding man advantages, shutting down the plays that were trying to come through. Angel inside the B-bomb site as well was having a fantastic time of things. It was just an anchor that they could not get past. And that's kind of been the repeating story. Woxic on the AWP as well, actually able to step up and start to shut down Guardian.
Yeah.
It just seemed like, you know, they very much have FaZe's number.
Yeah, and again, right, we started the game, and Issa was the man who was getting all the kills when they weren't getting any rounds. Now, at least, you said his team need to step up. They certainly have. Everyone's on the top of the board. Everyone's performing well for the team, which is nice to see. Some good defense, but can they get the attack? That's the question, because now we're moving over to the T side. And again, this is a map that FaZe are very comfortable on, as they are on all. You know, not so much for HellRaisers. I'd say their third best map. You know, not bad map by any means, but like, they would have really liked an Inferno or maybe even a Mirage coming into this game. Putting them on an Overpass, I think, is a little more difficult. But hell, they've already proven they can put up a good fight.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's going to get more tricky for them now, definitely. CT side of FaZe is always very, very good. They're very, very regimented. You know, you have Carrigan at the helm, so it's a terrifying prospect to try and beat. But pissed around can make or break things here for HellRaisers. If they win this, they could very quickly find themselves back at 9-9 all even. It's going to be the play into B as they look to try and explode on in. 4 players stacked up. Bomb going to be hanging back with Dead Fox on the extra utility as he throws that in to try and enable this play. And Olaf, well, he's hit the deck early on. Now the flank comes in from Connector. They don't check Angel. Ooh. He only gets 1, but it's Carrigan, the brains, now having to be the brawn of FaZe in a 1v3, shut down by Issa. HellRaisers, they've done it. They've won the pistol.
Well, the first step to recovery at the very least. The anti-ecos, though, are no easy job. FaZe clearly strong on these rounds. We saw versus Luminosity. We see all the time CZs are dangerous and FaZe want to invest. They never let these rounds go with just, you know, NIP approach these rounds with just like Deagles typically, or CZs, no armor. And they actually have a lot of success in getting their first buy round wins, you know, more often than not, because they eco so much. FaZe, they're the opposite. They buy up every time into second round, but then again, they win them so much that that it is, you know, slightly worrying for HellRaisers, and already off to a bad start. Carrigan's done damage onto Issa. Nothing too detrimental though. 50 HP. He's hunting for more as well. There's the kill. Screw it. Find the headshot onto Dead Fox. Don't even finish off what you started. So this is what we mean. FaZe is like a man up already into this round. HellRaisers, this is a round they should be fast playing, I think. Because if you play slow, you allow things like that to happen. You allow Olaf to get control. You allow Carrigan to go for a pick. And look at this. Another frag coming in the way of FaZe. If you play a default versus this kind of no-respect CS, FaZe is just going to shove it back in your face.
Yeah, I mean, now they've gone 2 men down. Carrigan has the scout, still doing damage with that. HellRaisers have had to slow right down in response to this. Gonna go ahead and try to take control of the toilets. Woxic creeping on in. Carrigan holds close with the scout, just gonna peek away. The timing's a little bit awkward now if he goes back to this. Okay, Carrigan, Woxic's gone down. Carrigan in with 2. Apparently the Scout King right now for FaZe. He's in with a 3rd. This man is unbelievable. Angel left in a 1v5. Players in the back line, players all around, and Angel, well, he's going to be shutting them down. It's a 1v3. He's brought it back. Carrigan posted up with the Scout. Going to be able to take himself a 4th. And this man showing he's not only incredibly smart when it comes to, you know, looking at the overall scheme of the game, he's very, very good with this budget AWP, this cheap rifle. He's made it work. 4 frags. You absolutely want to see more of that.
I did say. So common that FaZe do that though. Like
the second he hits that shot on a Woxic, you're like, nah, this guy's feeling it now.
That's a FaZe round right there. If anyone doesn't know FaZe, that's a FaZe round. Like, there's no way they should be able to pick that up so convincingly, but they do it. Great work from Carrigan and Olaf Meister combined, and now we're going to see a speedy play from HellRaisers up towards the site. This is what they should have done last round to try and counter what FaZe was showing, but this time, now FaZe have got the better buy, and now they've got their number. Shutting down the push is Rain and Carrigan on that A-bomb site. Once again, Carrigan with the scout doing work. 2 2 kills, make it 3. How does he get a... How is he doing this? Like, it doesn't make sense. No one's killing him. 3 kills.
Carragher, don't even keep the M4 at this point. Go back to the scout. I love watching you with it. Throw that to Guardian. Do it.
No, he's not going to.
I believe.
But they're against Felico, so I mean, why not? You know, pulling the scout another round. Oh,
he's crouching. He wants it.
Come on, Carragher. Come on. Oh, on a Galil.
Takes a Galil. That's... Yeah, I mean, I was hoping we'd see more, but you know what? I trust the man. Let's see what he can get done with this. The
couple of rounds is good.
I trust it won't be the last time we see him use it. If the situation gets dire for FaZe, we can see that bought out once again. Olaf's gone down early on, though. That CZ claims a life. And this is where a scout would have come in handy.
Finish off the job. This is low. Luckily, it is only one pistol player who's actually invested, and while he does get a kill, that should be all of the worries for FaZe over. He's now on the Mach 10. And Rain, he's going to be defending the A-bomb site. Might need to call from Carragher for a bit of support, but he's not got the scout. Nade goes out. Nice nade as well. It's a double. Carragher finds 1, Rain finds 2. They trade back damage, and Fates will go 2. It's going to be Issa, last man up. And also last man down. FaZe take 12 rounds on this CT side, and now we see the buy from HellRaisers, what we've been waiting for.
Now buy going to come in from HellRaisers. They can't get the AWP in play. Could have done glass cannon, but they're not too keen on that. Would have been Angel buying it, so he would have foregone the armor there, which instead opting to go for rifles across the board. Going to be sending players out in towards mid early on. Guardian and Olaf both picking up the AWPs here for FaZe. And it's going to be aggression into Connector. That's the order of the day. Stick Guardian up in the boost. Meanwhile, Rain holds for any aggression. Down through the lower part of Connector. Dead Fox. And Issa trying to take control over here in mid. They have pushed up to party. It's Angel, the man who's about to run into some resistance here in Connector. Starts to peek on round. Rain is there. Angel shuts him down. Guardian's back in with an equalizer. Now they know where he is. Guardian thinks he up from here. He's in with a second. Wants to try and make it 3. He will be shut down. But the trade's there from Nico. Dead Fox up close. Gonna get rid of Nico. And now Carragher's all the way down through long. Up to party he goes. The bomb's actually in his sights, and Carragher's been so key in these rounds. He looks to try and be that much more pivotal. Finds Dead Fox lurking on his own over in mid. Fates is left 1 versus 2. Has to go up for the bomb. And as he rears his head out from Connector, Carragher has just looked away. The timing was almost there, but now Fates has been spotted.
Bomb picked up. 25 seconds left, but Olaf, he's heard it. He's heard the footsteps, and he knows FaZe has to commit, so no smoke to cover the cross. Nade goes out, but Olaf catches the kill. Would have bet your house on that. 13 rounds now for FaZe. They are not missing anything here on the CT side. Since that pistol round taken by HellRaisers, it's been all FaZe's game. Pause is even going to be called out. I imagine that's a HellRaisers call, because right now they are struggling on the T side. It's going to have to be pistols again for them. As you can see, they have loss bonus up to a max now, but that's not exactly a consolation. FaZe are about to run away with this game. If we don't see HellRaisers take any more rounds, that's what we call a stomp, a 16-7. That's a very confident win. So HellRaisers certainly need to bring this closer. They definitely have the ability to do so. They've been top of the group this entire event up until this point. And FaZe look to dethrone them from that position, take that first seed going into the semi-finals instead of the quarters that HellRaisers may end up in. That's all coming soon. Short pause for HellRaisers will be running out, and then we'll be back in. Really, the pause here won't make too much difference on the pistol, because it is only, what we said, pistols. Good utility, though. That's a bit of a switch up. Maybe HellRaisers is going for a full execute here, or maybe a fake. Because it's very uncommon you pull this much utility, and everyone has a smoke. We have most players on flashes, even a Molotov on Woxic, and they forfeited armor to get utility, so they clearly have a game plan here. Set up outside of B. Now Flash is going in. They're just going to run straight in. They're not even going to wait for the smokes. They burst into the site, so Nico gets the first kill in defense, but Olaf's still in the site to defend as well. Angel dead, Olaf lines him up, and Nico's there for support. Name a more iconic duo. They shut down the B site, 3 and 2 kills respectively, and 14 rounds for FaZe.
1 away from a match point here on Overpass. It was shaky end of that first half. But now the buy comes in for HellRaisers. Woxic gonna have himself the AWP. Oh, I think that was a team knife.
Hate it.
Don't want to see that, especially not now. Woxic gonna be tagged down. That actually makes him very vulnerable to these M4s. I mean, he already doesn't have head armor to play with. deadfox going to be holding off this aggression, but FaZe, they've very much taken the fight to HellRaisers over here in mid. deadfox is here, almost on his lonesome. Woxic's going to be there waiting, but deadfox is down, and now Woxic wants to try and refrag, just going to get it, and that's crucial. Although, just as you say, Angel actually going to go down over here in mid, so that man advantage maintained for FaZe. Flash goes high. Issa still waits in connector. Smoke going to start to dissipate. Guardian's caught out in the open. That got worrying. Guardian does finally go down. As we find this equalized back out of a 3-on-3, but look at this. Look at Olofmeister right now. He's all the way down through short, holds the angle. FaZe just going to go waltzing into the B bomb site. And there's no one there to protect it. Olof,
oh no,
waiting over at short. They're going to start this rotation to go on in. He might be able to find Issa, but that bomb could just walk into the site. Oh, there's Fate. Olof is a quick flick round. Finds that frag in with a second, and now it all falls to Woxic in a 1 versus 3. The latest addition to this HellRaisers roster. The man imported in from Turkey to try and add some flavor with his AWPing prowess, in with the first. Still has 2 more yet to find. Gonna go for the bomb plant. Double P comes in from short. Woxic tries to get the bomb down, somehow still alive. Olof gonna go charging in. The nade could be enough to finish it all. Woxic catches that in between his teeth. And FaZe, they're gonna go ahead and reach match point.
Yeah, nice round at least. Again, this has just been so confident on the CT side. We said it would be a little more worrying for HellRaisers, but the pistol certainly alleviated some of our panic. However, since then, it's not exactly been so smooth for HellRaisers. Karrigan with a massive round, or a massive couple of rounds with that scout. And since then, the rest has been history. This is a sick shot. Like, it didn't even look like Karrigan was on his screen at that point. Woxic still hits it. But yeah, 15 rounds for FaZe, 1 away from taking this victory and heading into the semi-finals for first seed instead of the quarterfinals like HellRaisers will be relegated to, but it's still a guarantee out of groups. That, at the very least, HellRaisers have done well at that. They're above either Fnatic or Astralis, but that's on the mainstream. We're stuck here. Olofmeister aggression. He's taken the first. That's Fate's dead. So now man advantage taken for FaZe. Not that they needed any assistance with this 8-round lead. And HellRaisers, the last-ditched effort. They've got utility to play with, but they've not got that AWP that is so prolific on Woxic at the very least. And Guardian's been an issue as well this game for HellRaisers, so to not have an AWP to counter that is a massive issue for this T side. But they've got a group. Already lost a man, need to find a refrag, need to pick one back up. They'll send their player storming up towards the A side of the map. Still Angel committed down on B, but he's not got any utility. Last smoke goes out towards long just to bait out FaZe, and nothing happens with it. Olof will go in for the peek, flash through, nothing there, he clears it. So HellRaisers, they're hitting A, and I think FaZe know exactly what's up. Look how deep Olof has probed. He's pushed all the way behind enemy lines, and they have no idea. He's about to ruin Angel's day. The rest of HellRaisers, they may have taken A in the meantime. Nico needs to be watching short because Angel snuck on up. And Olof, does he realize? Does he check the corner? He's climbing towards the connector. He needs to clear it. And he does, but he doesn't spot Angel. So Angel's still going to be lurking down on B. Even with HellRaisers having the A bomb site, Angel will be the most pivotal player in the server right now for HellRaisers if they want to continue. But there's Olof, and there's the flank finally paying off.
Guardian takes the peek, misses that shot. They're going to keep pushing down, doesn't miss it the second time around. Woxic has fallen. Guardian still holds close. Nico going to get rid of deadfox. It all falls to Angel in a 1 versus 5. He's worked his way into the backline, but with 10 seconds. Yeah. This is not happening. FaZe, they've won it out. They're going to go ahead and take the top seed here. Good night to Angel, and with that, that is a good night. I guess from you and I is FaZe, they are going to be able to win this out. It took a while. You know, it was a 9-0 lead. It looked like they were just going to go ahead and do it flawless, but they didn't. They managed to do it in the end. And what a spectacle it was from them. A masterclass from those guys towards the end. They were showing up.
Ridiculous as well, just individual.
I mean, Karrigan in that second half, right? That was unreal. He just went absolutely insane. Like, that man with a scout is now the most terrifying thing I think you could run into.
I've never seen him play that well with a scout as well, right? Like, he's good with it, but it's never every single round, you know, where he just gets 4Ks like that and wins stupid duels that he shouldn't be. I can't wait to watch that replay. That's what I'm excited for. But yeah, either way, what a performance from FaZe. Just going back to old classic. Old classic FaZe style.
Yeah.
And sorry, that really put me off. But yeah, no, like
you couldn't wait to see the replay, and we're just not going to show you what you go, because quite frankly,
cheers,
everyone
guys.
here hates you. That's fine though.
No, but either way, right? FaZe have been a little bit dodgy in this event. They've been a bit slow to start. First day wasn't as clean as they would have liked. They come into the second day, they've smashed their way through, and they've looked very, very good. So that at least is credit to FaZe.
Yeah.
But you can't take it away from HellRaisers. I don't think anyone expected them to get out of a group where 3 teams get out. They're with Fnatic, Astralis, FaZe, Liquid, who were looking good coming into this event. Obviously, the coach was a bit of an issue, right? And somehow HellRaisers still come out in second place. That's really good. I'm really impressed at this roster. I hope they do well.
Yeah, no, they are definitely looking good. They've looking reinvigorated. I think that's the phrase that we could use. It's a breath of fresh air, and that's exactly what they needed. But for FaZe, that top seed means they go straight on through to the semi-finals, which is a big win for them, as that Group B is shaping up to be something different altogether. I mean, a quarterfinals matchup here potentially could see you going up against someone like SK, right, with how they're placed in the group right now.
Astralis or Fnatic.
Yeah, that could be just utter destruction. So, you know, I mean, depending on how Group B goes, I guess, we'll decide if that's really a blessing or a curse. That was the nice triple nade over at long. There were so many good plays. Once again, I feel like we were really blessed, Hugo, with what we got to see today. There were just so many of these insane highlight plays that we got to witness. And, I mean, you know, FaZe, they're the team to really kind of bring those out, like captain highlight.
Yeah. Highlight team completely, right? That roster is nuts, and they've proven it as well. Another event. Will they be able to get to the grand finals, though? They've certainly got themselves to the semis. That'll be something for another day. But what is left today, what is guaranteed, is North versus Optic. That'll be up next. That's us done, though, for EPL. So, again, thank you for casting with me, Harry. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been good.
I hope you guys have enjoyed, and, of course, I hope you enjoy the rest of the games. Jackie and Snots will be bringing you all of those for the rest of the day here on the B stream, so be sure to check them out. We will say goodbye for now. North Optic up next. We'll see you next time.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, the City of Odense, NVIDIA GeForce GTX, Lenovo Legion, Bedway, Pay Safeguard, Logitech G, Tinderbox, Mountain Dew League, Xfinity, and ESEA.